It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
From bust to bowl in a matter of 2 years. From bad news bears to bowl in a matter of 2 years. Why are you surprised though? Prime did this at Jackson State. This should be no shocker. This should be no biggie. I critiqued him though. I can't lie to you. Me, I was on Prime's neck tough because I want what's best for my brother, right? Last year's performance, we gave him a pass because it was his first year at that Power 5 level, but let's call a spade a spade. We wasn't happy with what we saw. We know that we needed more from Coach Prime. We know what it is. We know that the media was gonna give him hell. They gave him a slight pass, but towards the end of that season, going into next season, was no more passes given. At that point, they were saying, all right, you're losing. We're expecting you to win at this point. They opened up the season so terrific last year that one might have thought that they would go on and have more success during the season, but that wasn't the case. Then you had the offseason, a little bit of the same, history repeating itself. Prime going to the transfer portal, getting nothing but transfer guys. We asked ourselves, damn, where's the chemistry gonna come from? When is the O-line gonna mesh? How are they gonna protect Shedeur? He was the most sacked quarterback last year. How are we gonna improve the running game with a key dude like Dylan Edwards leaving? All of those questions have been answered this year, and we gotta give it to Prime for finding that formula. It's not easy bringing in transfer portal guys and pretty much building a system of mix and match. You got to be a great GM over there because you really got to piece together players who you don't know. You know what I mean? You're getting word from other coaches. You looking at the film, you looking at past film. You don't know these guys. And usually guys, if they're in the transfer portal, 9 times out of 10, if they're not a top guy, it's a reason why they're in there. It's a reason why they're stepping foot in that transfer portal, right? So Prime, not only did he deal with the top of the top, because we see the receiving core he got. We seen the receiving core he was able to land. Obviously, those guys was doing damage at their respective schools. That's not what I'm saying. But as you keep going down the line, there's been guys who have been brought in to pretty much fill spots, and they've done an amazing job. We got to give it to Coach Prime over there and that coaching staff that he's assembled. Even myself, I laughed and I questioned if Warren Sapp was going to be able to get the job done. Coach KD, he's a Hall of Famer. What do you mean? We've never seen Warren Sapp in a coaching setting. We thought Warren Sapp was on hard times. He needed a house. Remember that, y'all? Warren Sapp didn't have a house in Colorado, man. Prime had that man stranded for a few months, man, looking for that crib. But he got that house, and all's well that ends well in Boulder. That boy is the highest GA ever paid. So Prime really was able to come in and put a stamp on this. We really shouldn't have questioned it once we saw what he was able to do at Jackson State. It was fair to question, but we really shouldn't have questioned it. We should have thought about who this man was at his core, took that and ran with it. But instead, hey, we threw doubt on Prime. And it is what it is. That's fair, right? That's a fair critique, man, considering how the season went last year. But damn it, bravo, Coach, man, bravo. It's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders. Shout out to Shiloh Sanders. Shout out to Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, LaJohntay Wester, the main group, that main core group of guys, Will Shepherd, holding it down week in and week out. It's amazing what Prime has been able to do, put together this outstanding core of guys who are now known nationally and now known to the world. Household names. LaJohntay Wester, that's a household name right now in college sports. Still got to get that discipline in check, though. You got players like Jimmy Horn. Now, I thought that was some hoe shit. You got players like Jimmy Horn chucking up deuces when he's running by you to the end zone. You got players like Jimmy Horn running full speed, chucking up deuces, right? And refs nowadays have the ability to take that touchdown away. Did I like that? No. I mean, he earned that touchdown. Penalize him with the field position. Penalize him with some of the field position. But they took the touchdown away. So be it. Prime, yes, he was frustrated with Jimmy Horn, but how frustrated can you really be? This is what we're about. This program was built on the backs of balling. They came in balling, they came in shining, came in stunting. So for Prime to get mad at that young man in that situation is kind of hypocritical. And he didn't really get mad. He just showed his disappointment, coached him up, told him that he could not do that. It was against the rules. And then you know what Coach Prime tried to do after that? He tried to get Jimmy Horn on the board somehow, some way. He saw that Horn was getting off. He saw that they took that touchdown away. And as a real one, Prime tried to get him that back. You got to respect that as a coach, man. You got to respect that. Give the credit where the credit is due. Coach Prime is showing why he is who he is, from bust to bowl, from zero to hero. He did the same exact thing at Colorado that he did at Jackson State. Let's call it what it is. And you thought it wasn't going to be transferable. You thought Prime was a spectacle. You thought Prime was simply a goddamn minstrel show. You thought he was out there smiling, cutting a jig, getting in front of the camera, and just, selling himself, selling that smile, selling his kids. Hey, man, how about selling these W's? How about putting these wins on the table? How about bringing you a bowl game to where you ain't almost seen a bowl game in a decade, right? Colorado, last bowl game Colorado seen has almost been 10 years ago. Let's call this shit what it is. An absolute takeover, an absolute invasion. This is what coaching should look like. This is what turning a program around should look like on a national level. We've never seen anybody in the history of college sports turn around a program like this. This amplified, this much pressure, all eyes on you. We've never seen in football history a coach with this much prestige, a coach with this much hype, a coach with this much attached to his name, turning a program around this quick. I need people to give credit where credit is due and understand when you're witnessing history. Let's call it what it is. What has he done, Coach KD? He hasn't won anything. He hasn't won anything yet. He haven't even won that bowl game you talking about. Deion is past that. Them boys is trying to make a legit playoff run while you out here talking about bowl games. They're thinking Heisman. They're thinking playoff. They're thinking put the school on the map for the next 10 years. If we stay. Right? That's why I wish Prime had just more time, but maybe that's who he is. Maybe this is the genius within Prime. Go to a program for 2 years, build it up, get on. Go to a program for 2 years, build it up, get on. So the next question begs to be asked, what NFL team is he going to build up and get on from? Or is it Florida State? Lord knows Florida State could use a head coach. We've been saying that since the beginning. Go back in the archives. Go check the archives. Coach KD been saying this from the beginning. Get Prime over there in Florida. Get Prime over there at Florida State. Remember I'm making them. We don't need them. Look, we doing just fine. Y'all doing just fine, huh, Florida State? Everything was good just a year ago, huh? That's what y'all was talking on Prime, and look at your situation. Everything was good just a year ago, huh? We don't need them. We never needed him. Prime didn't show us that he could win yet. Prime didn't show us that he could do it. Look at Florida State now. DJ Uga, man, stop it. It's the failed athlete. That don't mean you got a fail in life. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel.